Hope everybody's doing well. And let some more people show up. I've been getting out all the stuff that we need for today. We're going to be completing this Watch Parts Apollo. So I've got my mandrels. I just cut some fresh Zona paper. So we are ready to go. We're locked and loaded. I got my zero sugar cream soda. All of the necessities for a successful live stream. I hope everybody's doing great on this Sunday evening. We are, this is like our, God, what, 6th or 7th straight week doing the live streams, which has been really fun. It's really nice being able to interact with you guys and actually get some dedicated time at the lathe. I tend to be so busy all week doing bullseye stuff and work stuff and all these things that they don't actually get behind the lathe a lot during the week, and so this has actually been a really nice way to like make sure that I get lathe time every week. So it's kind of nice. Thank you guys for participating in it. Hey Brian, welcome to the live. I'm gonna move you guys over to the workbench because that's where we're gonna start today. All right, let me get my. I had to move this camera mount out of the way because I kept banging my head on the one joint. So I wanted to show you guys what we got here. This is what we prepped last week, just as a reminder. These are watch part blanks with a washi paper background from Blankworks. They look a mess because I forgot to get the ends to a small diameter than the bodies before gluing them in. So then we sanded them on, what was that, Thursday? To get all of our parts drilled in. We have a really nice clean glue up everywhere. There's maybe just a little bit of excess epoxy on this piece, but it's not too bad. And then one of the things that happened on Thursday is that I got epoxy all over this mandrel, and I've cleaned out most of it. I've cleaned out like enough where this does thread on. This is for the cap. So that epoxy is at least cut back enough. So that's our cap. We're going to start with the body as usual. You could totally start with the cap, but... Oh, hey, dude. What's up? You could definitely start with the cap, but I like to start with the body, mostly because the cap I can always make a little smaller and smaller and smaller, where the body, you know, once I set that size, that's kind of our standard. I can't make that bigger to match the cap. And you could always take more off, no matter what. So, one of the things that's going to be really important for us today is not getting too close to this bushing. Because this is a watch parts blank, and this is on Shakespeare tubes, but Shakespeare tubes are the same diameter as a junior tube, so in theory, the junior bushings should be a good guide for how big we need to turn this. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to grab the bigger of the two body bushings. Let me see which one that is. Yeah, so this one. And I'm going to measure that with our calipers. And that's going to be our guide for... Come on. Oh, there it goes. Weird. Didn't want to turn... The on button seems to not be working. So, alright. I want that in millimeters because that's a little easier on this particular application. Okay, so about 13 millimeters is going to be our sweet spot. We don't really want to go smaller than that on the body, which means that the cap's going to end up at about 14 millimeters. Let's see. Let's actually see what this one is. Yeah, 14.34. So if this is 14.34, then 13 and a half or so will be perfect for the body. I like having about a millimeter difference, so that lip between the body and the cap isn't too big, but isn't too small either. You want it to look intentional. So yeah, let's flip on over to the other side, and we can start turning this guy. I'm so excited. I gotta tell you guys. So we started this last week on the stream. Hold on, let me get. I gotta move you guys to this arm now. All right. What do you guys prefer? Like up here? Is that good? Let's see. These are articulated camera mounts, phone mounts. So we have a lot of options when it comes to actually focusing this in. So let me grab our collet chuck. Oh, and while I got you guys here, check this out. So this is my top drawer. Ooh, look at that. So fancy. He did that on the CNC. It keeps sliding though, so I gotta fix that part. And then everything I've got in progress. And then down here, boom. Look at that. Everything's so organized. It's crazy. We'll see how long that lasts. So we'll see if that sticks or not. All right, there we go. Get this guy in here. I already made sure that we had the right collet. So and that's crazy. I knew exactly where to find my live center because I'm so organized. Like I said, that's definitely not going to last, but I'm going to enjoy it for now. So let's go ahead and get this turning very slowly so that I can engage this tailstock and get it in there correctly. So you'll see that we're super out of round. That's 100% because of the way we had to sand things on the last stream. So we're going to fix that first. As soon as I get my tool rest set up. Come on. There we go. Up a little too high. That looks about right. Okay. So I'm going to crank it up to about 3,000, and I'm going to start with the round carbide to get this rounded. I've talked about this before. I know a lot of people start with the square carbide as a roughing tool and use the round carbide for their finishing passes, but I do the opposite. It's just what makes sense for my brain and the way I turn. So I've got this here so that once we're round, we can start checking. And there's really nothing to it but to do it. I am very quickly going to rotate this tool because I just sharpened these like yesterday, but it does not feel sharp, so and just rotate it to a different side. Oh yeah, well, you know what? If you want to keep your bench nice and clean, you should start live streaming because it really helps motivate you to keep stuff clean. Yeah, that's better. Get our toothbrush. I always start without the toothbrush handy. Like, I forget that that's one of the things I'm gonna need. Now we're cooking with gas. Turning polyresin is, you know, always a joy. It polishes great, but turning it, it's very smelly. All right. So we're at 17 right now. And we wanted to be at, what did I say, 13 and a half-ish? Double check that. Yeah, 13 and a half is what we're shooting for. So we got a little bit more to take off before we should start polishing. Very stringy. Look at that blank. Gosh. Jason Robinson did all of these. His website is blankworks.com if you guys are interested. He's kind of a wizard when it comes to watch part stuff. He's truly the best. The thing with doing anything with a tube in it on an Apollo is really just that you want to make sure that you don't turn it to the point where you're cutting into these watch parts or anything. I mean, right now, we're feeling really good as far as how slim it is, but I still want to take about 2 more millimeters off. And I do really like going slow and steady here because, you know, you can always come back and take more off, you know, but if you go too much, that's when you're in deep shit. All right, so we have about 1 more millimeter to go. So I'm going to switch to the square carbide and really take these finishing passes nice and gentle. You can hear that tube, like, screaming a little bit. That's really smooth. I'll take another 1/2 mil off. And get it right on the outsides, and then there's a lot of metal in the middle to make noise between the brass and all the parts. All right. So we're a little fat in the middle, but the ends feel really good. I apologize for the lathe screaming, or for the blank screaming, I should say. So let's see. Yeah, still a little fat in the middle. Just gonna take it nice and slow. Alright, so I think I'm pretty happy with that. I will say that there is a tiny, tiny bubble right here. So I want to make sure that when we part off this end, that I eliminate that. And that's no shade about the blank. The blank is gorgeous, but you have to pour really, really hot to get swirls like this. So it's pretty understanding to see a bubble there. So what we're going to do here is I just want to get this lined up on here and kind of, yeah, so we have plenty of room. So I'm going to basically try and match this length on here. Let me see where that bubble is real quick. Okay, so we want to go right about there. Okay. Wow. That looks so good. Oh my gosh. That is pretty awesome right there. Let me just get some of these strings out of the way, and then we can go ahead and polish this bad boy. I'm in love with this. I am absolutely in love with this pen. Wow. That's amazing. That is something else right there. All right. So, I've got a little plastic to protect the cast iron on the lathe. We have one little tiny bump right here. That's crazy. I should have checked before I parted that off. But yeah, we got one little tiny bump right there. So I'm gonna start with 400 Avernet. That way I can try and get that bump out. And I'm going to go wet with it to avoid putting any big scratches in. And then we're going to switch to the Zona paper right after that. So lathe back down to about 1100 or so. And when you use, actual sandpaper instead of Zona paper, it's also the perfect time to take this edge off and break that edge and make it softer. Because the Zona paper will polish it real nice, but the sandpaper is a lot better for breaking the edge. And then I'm going to break this edge down here just a little. All right. All right, let me just grab a paper towel real quick. So that I can wipe this down. I like to .600 grit sandpaper, if that makes sense. Oh, wow, I really am missing a lot of the chat. Goodness gracious. Okay, let's see. Oh, hi, Sav. Oh, I'm not putting a lot of pressure on my tailstock at all, Jess. I'm really just... It's snug on there, but it's not a lot of pressure. Are you guys holding your breath while I parted it off? That's funny. Hi. Sorry for missing the chat. It wasn't coming up on the screen until I clicked on it. This is definitely one of my favorites that I've done recently. I'm probably going to say that like 10 more times, and I apologize in advance. I'm just really excited about this. Let's see. So this is when I typically check to see if I have any excess epoxy that still needs to come off. And basically what I do is I just grab a blade and I run it like so. And that cuts off any of that excess. And then I can get in there and kind of scrape it. Come on, buddy. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's pretty small, and also the epoxy's clear. But you kind of get up in there. You can also polish these threads with the Zona if you really want to, because they're stainless, so it's not going to hurt it. It'll just leave some like metal schmutz on your Zona paper. Brian, you should do one. I was literally eyeing the Blankworks site yesterday to see what other Shakespeare blanks he had in stock, because this one was coming out so good. I wanted to grab more, and I already have like 6 in the drawer waiting to be prepped. So God, I love Zona paper. Such nice stuff. There's a piece right here I'm feeling, like a little piece of epoxy or something. I could feel it while I was sanding. Yeah, right there. Let's see. There we go. It definitely feels better. I think I might put a chamfer on that real quick before we get much further. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's nice. Okay. Back to what we were doing. The other thing I forgot to do is, let me grab my Sharpie. I take the white Zona paper and I mark the back with a Sharpie. Because otherwise I get mixed up. Once it gets wet, it's really hard to tell which side is which. Yeah, that lump is gone now. Good. I was getting concerned about that. Check our comments. Hey, you guys are quiet tonight. I hope that means that you're fully engaged in what I'm doing and not just having this on in the background. Which is fine too, I don't care. You do you. But, laser focus, that's it, Sav. I know that sanding is obviously the most exciting part, but it is definitely the most important part. Yeah, you know, my parting tool, I said this on the Thursday live, my parting tool had fallen on the floor, and then we had a shop flood. So it looks gross right now. It's a little rusty, and I really need to clean it up, and I haven't had time. So I was like, well, a diamond tool is almost a parting tool. Yeah, Pim, that's the beauty of PR. Polyresin, it polishes like glass. And of course the ends, this resin that we use for the ends, I'm pretty sure is a urethane resin. I don't know if it's thermoset or if it's Alumilite, but it's definitely a urethane resin. And so those polish up nice too, but the PR is just like, I mean, dude, it can be glass-like when you're done. And like, a lot of times I'll also throw it on a buffing wheel or I'll use magic juice and stuff, but honestly, once you get through the Zona papers, like, you almost don't even need to. Like, let me get you guys in closer on this. See if we can get that to focus. Come on. Oh, I can do that. Okay, so let me get it in focus. All right, yeah. Nah. I'm trying, guys. We're trying over here. Let's see. I like how I was trying to focus on the Zona paper of all things. It's like, no, I would really like you to focus. Yeah. Right there. Yeah, I would like to say that it's me and my incredible polishing skills, but it's all the resin. This resin just polishes up beautifully. And like, wait till you guys see this end. This end is like insane too. All right, last one. Yeah, polyester resin. On the center part. Urethane on the sides. On the bands. Can you even? My God. I've also never done one of these washi tape, washi paper blanks before, and I really like it. I think it. But like, look at that. This thing is insane. I'm glad you guys are as obsessed with it as I am, because this is like amazing. And then we can take. I already have the nib screwed into the section and the oh, we are hitting something in there. So we probably have some epoxy or something down in there that is stopping this from going in, and I can't see it. And of course, you guys are on my phone, so I don't have a flashlight. But let's move over to the other bench and we'll do some surgery on this. Oh, what a bummer to get all the way here. I should have done a test fit. Oh. It's alright, it's not that big of a deal. Okay, so something is hitting in there, which makes me think that in my excess of caution on epoxying this, I probably got epoxy all up in there. So, you guys think you were puckered before. I'm going to show you a real surgery. Grab a drill bit. Let's see, probably. Go one size up. Okay, so this is the biggest drill bit that fits down in there cleanly without messing up the threads, and it's a 9/32. And you can see, yeah, it's getting really jammed up right in there. So I start by hand, trying to use it basically as a reamer to see how much of that I can clean up. Yeah. Now let's see if that worked. Nah, still tight. All right, so you guys are gonna. Oh yeah, you like them? My buddy TBC Bushings makes the best bushings, dog. Yeah, you guys are gonna think I'm nuts, but I'm literally gonna ream this out. Where'd my parts go? I distracted myself. We're gonna have to start doing this show as like Blue's Clues. There it is. Yeah, right? Yeah, we're still getting caught down in there. Okay. Let me see what... Oops. But yeah, there's gonna have to end up being like Blue's Clues, where it's like, where did I just put that thing? Almost. Getting further. I can't go through the end, so be assured there. What is going on? I usually have a can of compressed air up here too to help with this, but I think it's empty. There we go. Woo! Got it. Nailed it. All right. So you guys just gotta trust me. Look at that. Man, that is awesome. That is so good. All right, let's get that cap on. Switch you guys back over to this shot. Get like so. Get plugged back in. Yeah. All right. Cool. Get rid of this so that we don't get dust all over it. Alrighty. Now I just want to double check. Okay, so that's about how long the insert is inside, so we are pretty good out here. I just am a slight bit concerned that our dimple is going to be too deep, so I just want to be really careful with that because I want to match this distance on this side. So, the other thing is that when I parted this off before, it left a little nubbin, so I got to clean that off before we can continue. Alright, second verse, same as the first. 3,000 RPM in the round carbide. We're almost round, but I do want to check the diameter on this. Okay, we're at 18. It just gives me an idea of how much we need to eliminate. Oops. Wrong tool. Got a little chatter there. There's definitely a hardness difference between the urethane and the polyester. Oh yeah, see? I'm already grabbing one of those gears. Let's see where we're at. 17, wow. Alright, I'm going to try and go a little bit further. That will polish up, that little shiny spot. It'll polish up real nice with the rest of it, but we don't want to dig into the watch face or anything like that, so. Alright, let's get a measurement on that. It's looking phenomenal. Alright. 16 and a half-ish. Let's go a little more. Come on. Get off of there. Sorry, just reading comments. Shakes the phone every time I do. Okay. I think I just want to even this out, right? So it's like 16 down here, a little under up there, and it's a little fat in the middle. So if I just kind of take some of that middle out a little bit more, I think we'll be perfect. Yeah, baby. That's the ticket right there. Yeah, I don't like when it's got like a little belly. I like, especially on the Apollo and the Artemis, I like them cut kind of straight. But that being said, I've seen a couple of curvy ones where they looked absolutely awesome. So, you know, what do I know? So let's see. About there. Hi, Vinny. Welcome to the live stream. So we got like a little tiny nubbin still on here, but we did get past the dimple, and I think visually we're pretty even. So I'm pretty happy with that. That looks awesome. See if I can get it to focus. You guys are going to be blown away when you see the end of this. It looks amazing. I do want to take that edge off on both sides, just so it doesn't feel sharp in the hand. So we're going to basically do the exact same thing we just did on the body blank. Where we're going to hit it with the 400 Abranet to break the edges, and then go right into the Zona paper. Oh, that's too fast. Sorry. Forgot to slow the lathe down. Alrighty. I do have like little shreds of resin everywhere. And I don't want to taper it at all. I really just want to get that edge. Maybe round it slightly, because I kind of want it to be visually squared off. The other one, this side is just slightly rounded, so I kind of want to match it. It's not a full round over, but it's basically like just a little dome shape on top. Yeah, and then we'll come in here. We'll try and get in that corner a little bit, just to make that feel a little nicer. That's awesome. All right, cool. Right off. Trying to get it to focus. It's really not wanting to. Let's see how we can fix that for you guys. One of these days I'll figure it out. This live streaming thing is hey, there we go. It's all still new to me. So right now, that little gear that we cut through kind of sticks out like a sore thumb, but as soon as we're done with the polishing, it won't look out of place at all. So I'm feeling something right here, and I don't know if it's a bubble or if it's like a little chip, but I'm gonna have to look at that. Yep. So there's a bubble right here, right on this corner. Sorry, I hit the camera with my, with the brim of my hat. It's really shallow. It's a really, really tiny one, but I could feel it while I was sanding. So I'm gonna try and sand that out. So we're gonna go back to the Abranet because it's coarser. We'll take off more material. See, that took it out. Yeah, I think we got it. Sweet. All right, so just back to the Zona paper. Since we didn't quite finish, I'm still feeling like a little bit of an unevenness over here, so let me just get a really good inspection going. Oh, yep, it's definitely still there. Dang it. It's so close, though. Alright, maybe I can get it out just with the Zona, because I don't really want to take a lot more material off. So maybe if I just focus on it. Nah, it's not going to come out. I gotta switch back to the Abranet. Alright, that should have done it. The problem is that I can't really see it. I'm just kind of feeling it. Yeah, the thing is that if I put CA in it, then it'll basically, like, then I have to sand the CA down flush, and it's so shallow that I don't think it'll stay. I think it'll pop right out. That's why I was, like, thinking that sanding it out might be the best option here. Yeah, I think we got it. I will say that now this one is a lot more rounded than the other, so I might go back at some point and round the other one over and by the other one I mean the body. Round the body over more so that it matches, but we'll see once they go together. We'll see how I feel about it. I do love this blank though. I think it's one of Jason's College Fjord series. And man, these are just... they're just insane. They're just absolutely beautiful blanks. Not to mention how good he did on the Watch Parts blank. And I'm not just saying that because he's my buddy. You know, they say if you guys ever hear the saying, you lay down with dogs, you wake up with fleas? Well, the opposite is true, too. You hang out with people that are better than you, more skilled than you, more talented, more creative, you become more skilled, more talented, more creative. They rub off on you. You surround yourself with good people. And honestly, that's how I feel about a lot of the people in this maker community and pen turning community is, you know, we make each other better. Sorry, I'm just reading you guys' comments. Didn't realize you were having your own conversation. Last one. Guys, can you believe it? I certainly can't. Just want to clean the schmutz off from in here. Look at that. I told you guys that that end looked amazing. Let me switch it around. Hi. How is everybody? The Zona paper, I cut it into these tiny strips, and I use each set of these I'll use for about 5 or 6 blanks. But it comes in like this 8.5 by 11 size, so you get a lot out of a sheet. Guys, I mean, that is just... Let me see if I can find... Where's that? So here's that little... Here's that little one that we cut through. You can't even tell. I mean, you can tell in the sense that, like, you can see a shadow. It like, lifted up off of the paper. It happens. And, you can, like... I mean, you can kind of see that little exposed brass, but you can't feel it. You can't feel it at all, actually. And it's so shiny. Like, the blank itself is so shiny that it doesn't stand out at all. I mean, honestly, the only way you can really tell is that it's like a little half gear. But with all these little moons and stuff, it works really, really good. God, I love this blank. And, I mean, look at that. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Isn't that nuts? God, yeah, I do think that I rounded the top over quite a bit more than the bottom, but honestly, it doesn't look bad. It looks pretty balanced. I would say that maybe next time I could, you know, take these bands down a little more. Make them more like a 1/4 inch. But the other thing that, if you're making one of these, that I'm noticing, like, for my own notes, is that I probably should have polished at least a little bit you guys can't even see it on here. The surface of the actual watch part blank itself, it was trimmed with a barrel trimmer, but I think that if I had sanded it, it might have made a cleaner mating surface with the resin. Either that, or I needed to clean up the resin a little bit, because I can see, like, and this is being very nitpicky, I can see like a little bit of schmutz where I glued it up. And I don't know if you could see it on the cap. Like, it's right in that crease right there. But all that being said, it was very much a learning experience. This is the only the second time I've done one of these tube-in Apollos where I did the whole thing myself. I've turned ones that Jason has prepared, but I've never done one start to finish myself that I was happy with. I did one previously, and I made the center bands way too big, like way too big, and it looks really ridiculous, and it's like a 7-inch pen, because I was just really nervous So that one I'm not super happy with, and might redo at some point. That was the first one I ever did, but for the second one, I think that we learned a lot, and I think that the pen itself is absolutely gorgeous. I am so in love with it. Probably gonna have to send it to Jason because I'm really proud of it. Yeah. So, thank you guys for watching. I would love if you would drop a comment about what other live streams you'd like to see, either next week or in a couple of weeks or whatever. We are going to be doing 5:30 on Sundays as like our standard time until football season rolls back around. Thanks, Jess. I did the easy part. Jason really like nailed these blanks, but you know, gave you something beautiful to work with. So I can't take all the credit, but I am very happy with it. So yeah, drop a comment or comment in the Facebook group, you know, what you would like to see on the live streams in the future. We can do more stuff like this. I'm gonna teach myself how to do the clip, and we'll do one of those live. Sorry, I have the hiccups. We'll do, you know, adding accent bands on a non-watch parts piece. We'll do, you know, things like that. But, you know, I want to hear from you guys, what you want to see. Other than that, I think we're done for today. That's crazy. It was a really fast stream. It's the fastest of the 3 in this series, but I'm pretty thrilled with this. And I would typically take this to a buffing wheel, but I can't see a single scratch on it. I mean, maybe if I got my like magnifiers out, I could, but this thing looks amazing. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. You know, if you're in the greater Virginia area in the next couple of weeks, go check out the Mid-Atlantic Turners Expo. Bullseye will not be there this year, but we have been the last 4 years, and it's been a really, really fun event. And I'm really sad to not be there this year. So definitely go check it out. Go say hi. Harass Brian for me. And yeah, I don't think I have any other news that I haven't already told you guys. So I think that's it. Oh, Brian, I'm going to miss you guys too. I'm really sad that I'm not going to be there. I'm like really upset about it. So go have fun for me. I think that's it. I think we're good. But yeah, love you guys, and we'll talk soon. I appreciate you watching the stream. So, all right, bye.